Okay, this is going to be the first time I've tried something like this. It's going to be one of the deck profiles I have for my Dueling Network account. So this is meant to be an anti-meta deck, but it is, well, I just kind of use Malefic Hands. This was recorded originally by BobtheBob, who had a YouTube account, but he got rid of all his Yu-Gi-Oh videos for some reason. But he does have a DN account, so if you ever do catch him, you can watch his videos on there. So we'll get straight into this. So this is pretty okay against most decks, but since the new ban, this has kind of got a little bit of a hit. But it's not like the most OP deck or anything. It's just kind of something you can try out if you so desire. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be running 2 copies of Beast King Barbaros. I'll explain about each of these in a sec. We're going to be running 3 copies of Card D, 3 Fire Hand, 3 Ice Hand, 3 Malefic Cyber End, 2 Stardust, more Malefic Stardust, and 1 Thunder King. So that's all the monsters covered. We're going to have 2 copies of Forbidden Chalice, 2 copies of Forbidden Lance, 2 MSTs, 3 Necro Valleys, 2 Pot of Dualities, 1 Raigeki, 1 Terraforming, 3 Upstarts, and then for traps, 2 Black Horn of Heavens, 1 Bottomless, 1 Compulse, 2 Deep Prison, 1 Macrocosmos, 1 Solemn, 1 Skill Drain. Then for the extra deck, we're going to have triple Cyber End, 2 Stardust, 1 Abyss Dweller, 1 Emerald, 1 Divine Knight, 1 Exaton, 1 Cowboy, 1 Heretic Sun God, 2 101, 1 Gimmick Puppet of Strings, and 1 Galaxy Eyes Prime Photon Dragon. And then for the side deck, we're going to have 1 BLS, 1 D-Fissure, 1 MST, 2 Noblemen, 2 Debonks, 2 Light Imprisoning, 2 Shadow Imprisoning, 1 Soul Drain, 1 Vanities, and 2 Wiretaps. Okay, so that's it for the main deck, so I'll explain what each of these do if you don't know. So with Beast King Barbaros, you basically, most of the time you use it in combination with either Malefic Stardust for Reg 8 or Skill Drain or Forbidden Chalice for effect negations. Because its original attack is 3000, but you can normal summon this without a tribute for 1900 attack. But you can, if you tribute 3 monsters for this, then you can nuke your opponent's side of the field. That's the reason why people use it as an anti-meta deck, because if you skill drain with it, it's quite powerful. But you need to make sure you play it at the right time. Then we run the card just for draw power. Basically, you can't be special summoned, and you can't use the effect if you special summoned this turn already. But if you normal summon it during your main phase 1, you can draw 2 cards, and then it's your end phase. So there's that. Thunder King is just basically used to make sure that neither player can add cards from their deck to their hand, and if your opponent special summons 1 monster, you can tribute this card to negate and destroy the monster. Malefic Cyber End is just used for power. You banish the Cyber End, special summon this, it's 4k beta, and you just get rid of your opponent's side. And then the Stardust helps protect your Necro Valleys, and it's also there for the rank case, like I said. And then Ice Hand and Fire Hand, you basically, when it's destroyed and sent to the graveyard, you can pop, for Fire Hand it's a monster, Ice Hand is a spell or trap, and then you can search out the other one from the deck and summon it. Chalice, like I said, is used in combination with Beast King, so you can get its attack up high. Lance are mainly used for protection, but you can use it to slow your opponent's monster's attacks. FC is just useful to clear the field. Necro Valley works quite well. Use it with cards like you can use it against Necros, so they can't get their free searches, and it can help with stuff like Shadows or such. That if your opponent's using Dark Arm Dragon with it, Portuality just useful for the search. Raigeki, self-explanatory. The upstarts are kind of flexible. You can replace one of these with a Book of Moon because it helps you get out of those Jin locks. Now people probably wonder why you're running Macrocosmos with the hands. It doesn't really matter most of the time because like if I would run Macrocosmos, I wouldn't need the hands by then. Or if I had the hands, I would use most of them already by the time I'd have Macrocosmos. And the rest of these are just kind of there. Skill Drain is kind of a key thing of the deck, but obviously you can only have 1 out on the deck because of stuff like clip pots and everything. Again, the side deck's kind of flexible as well. You don't need to have the Sun God. I just have it in there because it's a rank 8, and why not? But you can always use like 2 Divine Knights or something. Then the Nobleman in the side deck is mainly used to kind of get rid of your Shadows from your opponents, which I always like to have 2 in the side deck initially, because 1's never enough and 3 just kind of clogs it. Debunk's useful for stuff like Honest and Collet, the Blackwing Moon Shadow and stuff like that. Light Shadow Imprisoning are just kind of self-explanatory. Soul Drain kind of ruins the deck a little bit with the hands, but again, it doesn't matter too much because it's never too much of an occurrence. Vanity is obviously just useful for the special summon preventions, and yeah, so it's pretty easy to kind of adapt this deck in some sense. But there are rules you need to know about these. With the Malefics, you can only have one on the field at a time. So you can't, like, even if you have Skill Drain on the field, you can't have more than, like, you can't have, like, one Malefic Cyber and then one Malefic Stardust. It's either one or the other. But if you have Shadow Imprisoning in the deck, it does work with these two, because if Necrovalley's not on the field, then they'll get destroyed. But if you use Shadow Imprisoning, then they're safe, because their effects will be negated. But it works like that. So that's basically the deck in a nutshell. There's not much else to kind of say with this, and that was the sort of deck profile, if you can actually see the picture. Okay, that kind of looks better. But so yeah, you can try this out if you want to, and we'll just see how it goes from there. Hope it's works out for you guys, and we'll see you next time for another video. So take care.